dancing solo in the dark on the club floor. I need to let it go, shake it off, stop thinking about you. I lose myself in the beat of the drum, try to forget what you done. But honey, this is a battle that you haven't won.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Women's World. Women's World provide a platform for women all over the world to give voice to their narratives. Every week we discuss real life stories of women that they have sent to us via email, WhatsApp or voice notes, and we dissect their stories and get out inspiring lessons from such stories. The second segment is the empowerment platform, where we empower one woman every week. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Olaomi Oni Raimo.
All the women in the world stand up, come together now. This is a woman's world. Everybody.
Welcome back. You're still watching your favorite program, Women's World. And today we have a very touching story of a young lady who said she financed her husband, and after marriage the man messed up. I have with me today my very good friends, Dr. Macaulay, Olaomi Macaulay Adeyolure. How are you doing now?
We thank God.
And of course the elegant Olaomi Abayomi Bello.
I'm cool, babe.
Yeah, you're cool. It shows you're cool. Thank you. Now, on today's program, this lady says she met her husband in their university days, and they courted for 7 years before marriage. But immediately they got married, she came to a very important realization. She explained that her husband was not financially involved in the relationship. What do you think?
We need to ask what was happening in the relationship before they got married. Apparently, we can judge that maybe she was the one carrying the relationship before they got married. What changed? Is it that the man couldn't afford to take care of her or carry them financially before then? Or has the status of the man changed now?
Okay.
There are things that one should ask.
Yeah, I think according to her, she was doing virtually everything. She, when a woman is in love, she can do everything. She was not mindful of the fact that the husband wasn't contributing financially.
So why is she not complaining?
Okay, maybe we should just
Yes, let's see how
read for them.
Let's read for them.
So again, she discovered that it was anytime she gave him money or he initiated intimacy that he exhibited any form of affection. Though the husband was working, there was no contribution or commitment from him. In fact, she catered for her needs and that of her first baby. She single-handedly financed the naming ceremony of their first daughter. She decided not to have another child, but was persuaded by her mom to at least have a second baby and stay in the marriage on the grounds that they had a society wedding. But she did not tell her mom how bad the situation was. Although there was no physical abuse in the marriage, she finally had a second baby, which came prematurely because of incessant stress.
I don't think there's love in this marriage. The lady cannot, in the first instance, claim that the man didn't do anything. Probably what he was doing was not enough for her, or that she has these eyes for more expensive things that the husband could not afford. So, and in relationship, it has to be both sided. You do your part, the husband does his own part, and that's when they can.
There's something that caught my
blend.
attention. The man only gets emotional with the wife when he wants to collect money from her, or when he wants to initiate intimacy. There's something fundamentally wrong in that relationship. The person who sent in this story has not helped us to understand what form of relationship they had before the marriage. It is evident that she was the one that was carrying that relationship financially. And you don't just say you want to stop all of a sudden. If you've been doing it and you could say you want to marry somebody like that, why is she complaining now? Or let's say maybe because the man is working now, he feels he should step up with his responsibility. It's possible.
Okay, let me read further. At one point, she realized that she was taking care of everything concerning herself, the kids, and the husband. The worst part is that the husband confided in some family members that he did not marry her for the sake of love, but for compensation of her kind gestures to him back in their university days.
Wow. There's no love in them.
It's not good to condemn a woman to suffer. I believe that you cannot compensate someone in marriage, whether it's a
How
man
can you marry out of
or
pity?
a woman. There's a place for love in marriage, and when it's not there, there's a problem.
I know there can be reasons, apart from first love or something like that, why there are cases of men out of pity marrying a woman. There are cases
Even
like that.
women marrying men.
And
there-
men
there have
say
been
we are all
cases like
human.
that.
You understand?
But
We're all
it's
human.
not fair.
But the man shouldn't have,
Voice
voice
that
it
out.
He shouldn't have. You can still walk around
Walk
it,
around
and
it.
it's like
When
the
there's no
grand
love,
story-
there's no
In the
love.
past, excuse
I
me.
can't agree
In
with
the past, we heard that our mothers, they don't really. That is our fathers do not go to them to talk to them that I want to marry you, but the parents would just say, that man is good, my daughter will marry you. At times they didn't see before the day of marriage, and after marriage they build up the love, and they're able to cope. In fact, they go to the extent of having 7-9 children in those days.
Way back then.
Yeah.
But things have
And
changed.
they work. No, they are human, and we are also human now. So if it happens, and the lady feels he could cope, at least he was able to cope for some years. At the courtship years, she was doing it. There's nothing bad if a woman is taking the responsibility. You understand?
If the man is not,
But the man must be supportive. That's my point. So because the man is not doing anything to support the lady now, she feels maybe he's not in love. And it's true. If a man is in love with you, he will care about your well-being. He will want to give whatever he has.
but we're still back
giving
to what we were talking about. You cannot compensate someone with marriage.
Yeah. It
Because
shouldn't be.
there's a place for love in marriage. There's a place for it. Along the line, this marriage will break down.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
we're
way.
going there. We're going there. So, secondly, the husband was involved in extramarital affairs, which resulted in having 2 children outside wedlock. Thirdly, the husband was comfortable with keeping malice with her, and they were not in speaking terms for a long period of time. She came to a decision to keep to herself. The last straw that broke the camel's.
Can we take that session one after the
Well,
other?
This
The
this
first one-
This story is loaded.
Well,
first
it's
one,
loaded, but it's
First
very
one is
complex.
that she discovered that the husband had 2 children
Yeah,
outside wedlock.
yeah.
For me, I don't see that as
A
something.
problem.
I don't see it as a problem.
But what about health issues?
How?
Before you get someone pregnant, it means you have been up and around.
Yes.
But the guy does not love this woman in his house.
What's the place for fidelity here?
And
He does not love the
And
woman.
there is no form of protection. That's where I'm going to.
Eh,
A husband who can impregnate 2 different women and come back to the wife.
The husband chose to impregnate them. He
it
was
means
not
he
in
was
with what
having
we've heard.
unprotected.
Unprotected
With what
sex.
we've heard, he is not interested in this woman in his house.
Yes, we know.
And that is why naturally his mind will be elsewhere.
Yes.
You understand? His mind will naturally be where he feels
We're
comfortable.
still back to the first place we started from. There is no love.
There's
if
no
you,
love.
If you love someone, you cannot keep malice.
Yeah.
Oh.
You cannot be on non-talking terms with your wife
For so long.
for so long. It's
It's
absurd.
so sad. Well, I think the lady had to process all of this. I think she had it all wrong from the very beginning. She had it all wrong. But you were saying that the husband could have played along, chained or something. That's the mistake most women make.
It happened in the past, and it's still possible, to have cases like that. It's like, to me, I see marriage as a thing that has to bring joy to you. It's if you are happy that you be able to maintain and remain in the marriage. But because there's no happiness in this case, you understand, it's the wife that was eager to probably marry the guy, and the guy felt out of pity he should. If since they've been there, they should look for a way
To balance it.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
Now, if it happened in the past, it might not be able to happen now, because to the level of exposure we have now, when you can compare relationships, we watch it on TV, watch it online, you cannot expect that you see something is missing in your relationship and you feel comfortable about it.
I'm not saying you should be comfortable, but you can mend it. There are some cases that there's nothing we can do under human parastatus, it will still occur.
Yeah.
And what one can do is to find a way to blend, or to a corrective measure.
Okay.
If the man really married her out of pity, then she should look for something else to spark or to sparkle the relationship.
Well,
And
if that is possible,
do you
let me
know
just-
that most men don't like when you say you two you want to
Only,
go out?
wait, let me add this. For me, the lady should not be complaining, because they say in Yoruba adage, orúkọ téèyàn ò bá ní jẹ́ lólówó àti tálíkà lèèyàn ti ń kọ̀. If you know you'll not be able to cope with this along the line, you should have not even delved into it at all. If the thing didn't start now, it had been their history.
Okay. Well, anyway, the last straw that broke the camel's back was when she discovered that her husband had gone diabolical, and with the children warning her to be careful because they saw their dad with charms.
Diabolical.
Could it mean that the man, maybe this was not ordinary in the first instance?
Do you know that if a man finds his stuck with a woman he doesn't love, he'll probably think, why did I marry this lady in the first place?
No, I'm saying that in the first place, maybe the man
married her out of diabolical.
yes. Could it be? I'm just wondering. Okay, because if the man has charms or is able to do that,
It could be either way.
okay.
It could be either way, because that was what I was arguing for. That if a man comes to the realization that I don't love this woman, I've not been able to grow to love her, then he starts questioning his decision to marry her in the first
And
place.
then he will go down.
Then yes, he'll say maybe the lady went
charms.
diabolical to
Okay.
get him to marry
Oh, really?
her in the first place. So it could be either way.
Okay, well, she finally made up her mind to move on with her life and find a purpose for her life. This she achieved by loving herself, ridding herself of negative emotions, developing herself spiritually, and occupying herself with a lot of impactful activities. She surrounded herself with a good support system.
Very well.
I think she moved on. That's the part. Yeah, she
That's
moved
very
on.
good.
She decided.
That's a good one.
Lobaton. That is it.
That's a good one.
Lobaton.
The first thing a woman should do is to learn to love herself.
Yeah.
If you love yourself, you'll be able to tell yourself, I shouldn't be able to take so and so
I
things.
shouldn't take this.
I shouldn't take this. I deserve better.
Yeah.
At that point, the next thing that helps her in the healing process is to rid herself of those negative emotions, those pity parties. Oh, why is this happening to me? Why does it have to be me? Once you are able to rid yourself of that, it's possible for you to be able to develop yourself, and by developing yourself, you make yourself better. Not only psychologically, it could even affect you economically and all.
Oh yeah.
What do I do? Rid myself, not to cause unnecessary.
What about people who
pressure
just
for
pray, that something will change at the end of the day? This lady's not like that.
Well, maybe she had
She
passed
must have
that.
prayed too. Maybe she has
that
passed that
level.
stage. You understand?
Maybe she
Because
kept on praying
initially,
about
before
it
she
and
could
it
voice it out,
nothing
she must
happened.
have prayed
She must have prayed.
like an average African woman. She must have prayed.
So it's a good decision that she made on her own okay, without being influenced.
Yeah, it's the best anybody could do in this circumstance. If you realize that you're in a relationship that is not helping you, you are, you know, and
The
to
fin-
make sure you are okay.
The financial situation wasn't even the major issue there. It's the lack of
It's
love.
the lack of
It was
love.
a loveless
Love,
marriage.
love in a
Okay,
marriage.
well, she has really done well for herself, and this helped her to support other women going through similar challenges. She describes herself as a survivor and advises that charting a new course for one's life can help to fulfill one's destiny in life.
Wow, that's
What say it down?
My darling, you just have to move on.
Yeah.
That you are a woman does not stop you from having a good career, does not stop you from getting busy, does not stop you from being on your feet. You understand? You want to make sure you are in charge.
You're in charge
Not
of
in
your
charge
life.
of your own, but in charge of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is what she has done. Good to go.
Yeah, so I think this is a strong woman. She decided to move on because she felt that's the best thing for her. You know, that doesn't mean that every other person will toe this line.
Of course.
But I think,
And what pays for her may not pay for somebody else.
oh yeah. So I think for me, she did the right thing for herself because according to her, she's doing very well. What do you think?
Well, for the fact that the kids were able to tell her their dad had gone diabolical, it means that she allowed the children to get up to a level before she left. And that's good enough.
Okay, about you.
I'm of the same view, you understand. You should allow the children to get close to you. You know, don't push them away because you don't have that peace of mind in the marriage. They could be your backbone, and that's what they've done in this area. They were able to give us some facts that could help her out.
Thank you very much. It's been interesting talking about this. This one is a very complex story, and I'm sure that we all have picked one thing or the other from this. I can't thank you enough, babes. About thanks for coming once again, and allow me, Macaulay.
Always glad to be
Yeah,
here.
it's always a pleasure to have you. We'll be right back after this commercial break, and we'll move on to the empowerment segments of the program.
All the women in the world stand up, come together now. This is a woman's world. Everybody.
Welcome back. You're still watching your favorite TV program, Women's World, and you're on to the empowerment segment of the program. Babes, today we have a story from a young lady who was with an insurance company but lost her job recently, and after that she attended some online e-commerce training, and she now wants to start e-commerce business. So but the only problem is that she needs an Android phone of about 35,000 naira. So that's what she needs to chart a new course for her life.
I think I praise our courage. After losing a job, I'm still trying to get a trading to be able to move ahead. And the good thing about this e-trading, e-commerce thing is you do not really need to buy any of those goods. You just go around, snap photos of it and put it on your page. And once people show interest, so it's not a bad idea. 35,000 naira for an Android phone is not too much, really.
Okay, so I think that's doable. So we really hope that before the next episode we'll find someone who will be gracious enough to support this young lady with an Android phone or with a sum of 35,000 naira. That would be announced by the next episode. So we're calling on well-meaning people to show compassion and support this young lady who wants to start a new phase of her life.
We should be willing to help the less privileged. You understand? It's not only when you cannot eat that you are less privileged. You understand? In whichever way we can support our fellow women, we should be able to do it. It's when they are working that they can support their men too at home. But if they have nothing doing, there's no way they can support the men as well.
Yeah. Allow me.
I think so too, and I'm not limiting it to individuals. We will have people who trade in phones,
Okay.
telecommunication companies that could come in and give her a phone to use for her business.
Thank you. So thanks, babes. It's been wonderful discussing all these issues with you again. I know I can always count on you.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, we'll be right back after this break.
All the women in the world stand up, come together now. This is a woman's world. Everybody.
Welcome back. You're still on Women's World. My babes, how far? How did you see today's program? Abayomi?
Very inspiring. I mean, we are able to learn more, to see what is happening to other women out there, and I believe other women are watching, and they will sure learn from it. You know, it's an interesting thing that should continue. So
Thank you. Allow me.
The story today has been quite inspiring. It at least it informs us that we need to pick up our life and get up and do something and make it better. And for the lady that needs empowerment, I believe our women are watching. We become better by building others. So let's
Yeah.
come together and take care of our own.
Yeah.
It's important.
Thank you. Women for women.
Yes.
And men can also join. They're always there to support us.
Men are always for women.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a wonderful time. I'm sure you also enjoyed the program. Join us on all our social media handles, like our Facebook page, Women's World Club, and drop your comments on today's program. And we'll keep the conversation going on all on our Instagram page, Twitter, and we're sure that a lot of women will benefit from this program. It's really been a wonderful time. My name is Olaomi Onibraimo. Thank you.
A woman's world.